Hello there, you're tuned in to 7 Edition this Wednesday with me, Sabrina Zanel, and here are the top stories. Some good news, 185,000 households to enjoy electricity rebate from January 1st. Ministry to ensure sufficient fuel supply nationwide. And police detain Azwandin for criminal intimidation. We begin tonight's bulletin with this story. A total of 185,000 households comprising the hardcore poor and the poor will enjoy 40 ringgit electricity rebate starting from January 1st. The Energy, Science, Technology, Environment and Climate Change Ministry, MESTEC, said the rebate was the government's targeted aid program for the B40 group who have registered and have been verified in the ICASI system as announced in the 2019 budget. In a statement, the ministry said the program will be implemented between January 1st and December 31st next year, replacing the 20 ringgit electricity bill rebate program, which ended this month. Targeted households with electricity usage below 40 ringgit a month will automatically receive a bill stating they do not have to pay a single cent. If the electricity bill surpasses 40 ringgit, they only need to pay the difference. When tabling the 2019 budget, Finance Minister Lim Guan Eng announced a higher subsidy rate of electricity bills from 20 to 40 ringgit, involving an allocation of 80 million ringgit. Now, the first phase of the Bantuan Sara Hidup BSH 2019 payment would be made on January 28th next year, according to names from the old database, as well as following the previous procedure. The BSH is expected to benefit 4.1 million households via the first phase of payment, amounting to 300 ringgit per household and involving a total 1.2 billion ringgit allocation by the government. Now, the Finance Ministry in a statement today said that payments would be made directly to recipients' bank accounts. Its Minister Lim Guan Eng said that using the old database does mean that some of the recipients could actually be ineligible for the aid. However, this must still be carried out in order to facilitate BSH payment before February next year. Lim also said that the database would be updated after the first payment has been made to weed out ineligible recipients not from the B40 income bracket, after which the second and third phase payment would be made using the new procedure as announced in the 2019 budget. From there on, the BSH program is expected to be more targeted based on household size. Lim added that the payment criteria and new procedure would be announced in the nearest possible time. Now, the Domestic Trade and Consumer Affairs Ministry says it will ensure sufficient supply of petrol and diesel for daily use across the country. Its Secretary General, Datuk Seri Jamil Saleh, in a statement today, denied claims reported recently that the public may face difficulties in obtaining diesel and petrol as the new year approaches. Now, he said petrol and diesel have been gazetted as scheduled controlled items under the Control of Supplies Act 1961 since June 21st, 1975. In light of this, the government will ensure that the supply of scheduled items are always available in the market and can be easily obtained by consumers at all times. Datuk Sri Jamil said under the Control of Supplies Regulations 1974, licensed petrol station operators are required to adhere to the conditions listed. Among the conditions that must be met is that a responsible license holder would ensure sufficient supply of petrol and diesel for daily sales. The ministry said license holders are not allowed to close their petrol stations or cease selling petroleum products at their stations without approval. Failure to meet these conditions is a violation under the Control of Supplies regulations. Enforcement officers under the ministry will continue to conduct checks from time to time at petrol stations to ensure sufficient supply. Moving on, Parti Pribumi Bersatu Malaysia Bersatu President Tan Sri Muhyiddin Yassin has rubbished talks that a top leadership reshuffle has been planned by party chairman Tun Dr. Mahathir Mohamad. Speaking to reporters amid a preparation for Bersatu's annual general meeting at Menara Yayasan Selangor recently, he said the party has never discussed the issue, even at the top leadership level.
Sebelum sampai ke situ. Belum berlaku jadi tak ada bincang lah. Dia akan sampai peringkat di mana ada benda yang nak dilaksanakan, besok akan ada perbincangan di peringkat Pakatan Harapan, top leadership lah. Biasalah yang lepas-lepas pun begitu, masa pilihan raya pun begitu, nak menamakan Perdana Menteri pun begitu. Jadi bab sebegini tentu akan sampai ke situ, tapi mungkin belum masa lagi.
Tan Sri Muhyiddin also denied claims by certain quarters that Tun Dr. Mahathir has been neglecting his responsibilities within the party since he became the Prime Minister. He also advised party members to not fall victim to fake news, especially those circulated through social media under the pretext of freedom of speech. Now next, Jaringan Melayu Malaysia JMM President Dato' Azwandin Hamzah Arifin Abu Bakar has been arrested for his provocative statement at a rally in Klang yesterday. Police picked him up at around 2:40 p.m. at the complex Keramat Mall in Kuala Lumpur. It was understood that Dato' Azwandin was being investigated under the Penal Code for criminal intimidation as well as for insulting a person. In his speech at the rally, Dato' Azwandin used provocative language and repeatedly used a derogatory word against National Unity and Social Wellbeing Minister P. Waitamurthy.
Kita harap mereka akan lakukan tuntutan kita. Andai kata kamu tidak mau ikut tuntutan kita, andai kata kamu tidak mau melakukan perkara ini, kamu jangan ingat Melayu tidak boleh bangun, bangkit, serang kamu habis untuk 2018. Warning saya kepada mereka, segera tangkap pemaju, tangkap peguam. Jika tidak, kita akan serang bala polis Kelang tahun 2018.
The rally, organized by Gerakan Rakyat Malaysia, GERAS, had made 5 demands, including justice following the death of fireman Muhammad Adib Muhammad Qasim, who succumbed to injuries after being attacked by rioters near the Seafield Mahamariamman Temple last month, and the sacking of P. Waitamurthy within 40 days. Dato' Azwandin is expected to be remanded at a Klang court at around 9 a.m. tomorrow. Meanwhile, the rally organizer, GERAS, is demanding Dato' Azwandin to issue an open apology within 3 days to the police. Its chairman said today that GERAS did not share his views and regretted the words uttered by the NGO leader and pledged to be more careful in endorsing anyone next time.
Saya pun tak setuju. Kita pun dah bagi tahu pada dia bahawa perkara-perkara yang mendatangkan provokasi kepada mana-mana bangsa, mana-mana agama dan juga mana-mana organisasi, kita tak sepatutnya bercakap macam itu. Jadi kita pun bila dia bercakap, kita tak boleh nak kontrol. Jadi tapi saya sedih. Saya sendiri pun sedih. Sebab apa? Kita dah bagi tahu dia ini syarat-syarat yang kita perlu ikut.
He also did not rule out the possibility that Dato' Azwandin would no longer be invited in any of its GERAS's organized gatherings, as he did not want a repeat of the same mistake. Now, Melaka Exco member Nur Hizam Hassan Bakti wants the investigation papers involving the encroachment of state land in Sungai Ramai to be reopened. Speaking to reporters, Nur Hizam said he will meet the state legal advisors to request for fresh investigations. He said this as the 1,000 ringgit compound imposed by the court on the offender was too low.
Di sini saya memang tidak puas hati dengan tindakan polis, okey? Polis gagal ambil tindakan sewajarnya terhadap isu penemuan baja tersebut, Ini daripada hemat saya. 2, kesiasatan yang longgar dan tidak telus dan menyeluruh sehingga kompaun yang tidak munasabah dikenakan kepada penceroboh tanah tersebut. Okey. Bila saya tanya kepada pegawai pejabat tanah, kenapa denda 1,000? Dia kata bila laporan yang dibuat itu ditolak oleh DPP. Kenapa ditolak oleh DPP? Kerana laporan itu longgar.
He added that the 59-year-old man who encroached the state land should be charged under the National Land Code for constructing building on state land. If found guilty, he can be fined up to 10,000 ringgit, 1 year imprisonment, or both. Nur Hizam explained the man was only fined 1,000 ringgit for building a fish pond and a storage for fertilizers at Kampung Parit, Hulu, Sungai Rambai last August. 7 men, including a bus driver, have been arrested over a fight at the Gambang Rest and Recreational Area R&R on Monday. The suspects, one of whom tested positive for drugs, have been remanded for 4 days to assist in police investigation for rioting. The suspects, aged between 32 and 44, were detained separately from yesterday evening to early this morning around Kuantan and Maran. Police confirmed a stall owner at the rest stop had lodged a report claiming 2 of his shop assistants were slapped, strangled and kicked by a bus driver who often ate at the stall due to a misunderstanding. The stall owner claimed his employees were assaulted after asking the bus driver to pay an additional 1 ringgit to cover the price of nasi lemak that was sold for 2 ringgit. During questioning, the 2 shop assistants claimed they did not know about the incident of the bus driver being beaten and did not recognize the men in the video. The bus driver also lodged a report in Kuala Terengganu at 3:30 p.m. yesterday, claiming to have been beaten by some unidentified men whom he believed acted due to a complaint by the shop assistant. In the video clip that went viral, the bus driver, who was surrounded by several people, was hit and kicked, allegedly due to dissatisfaction over a certain matter. The Customs Department has busted an attempt to smuggle some 27 kilograms of shabu worth 1.4 million ringgit into the country through a courier service in Kota Kinabalu, Sabah. Now, State Deputy Director Dato' Madrim Tasan said a 38-year-old local man was nabbed on December 21st after enforcement officers raided the courier service premises on the same day the suspect received the package.
Kes diperolehi berpunca daripada maklumat awal dan hasil pemeriksaan telah menemui barangan larangan iaitu disaki dada berbahaya. Beberapa orang pegawai kastam daripada bahagian penguasaan terlibat di dalam serbuan dan tangkapan bagi kes ini. Modus operandi ialah menyimpan dada di dalam paket teh berwarna kuning.
He added the tea packets were then placed in several boxes of disposable baby diapers. The suspect is being remanded from December 22nd to January 4th, and the case was investigated under the Dangerous Drugs Act. This year, the Sabah Customs recorded 13 drug cases, including 9 arrests and 4 seizures worth 9.2 million ringgit. Moving on, the full post-mortem report into the actual cause of fireman Muhammad Adib Muhammad Qasim's death is expected to be ready in 1 month. Deputy Health Minister Dr. Lee Boon Chye said the duration was required if pathologists found a blood test had to be carried out, and it would normally take about a month to obtain the results. Speaking to reporters after attending a Gotong Royong program in Ipoh today, Lee said if the injury report was sufficient to know the actual cause of death, the blood test would not be necessary.
I think some of the injury, what are the type of injury, I think the pathology would have known, say about what are the internal injury Adib sustained. The pathology would have known. I think it depends on whether any further blood test results is necessary or not to collaborate on the injury.
A member of the Emergency Service Unit from Subang Jaya Station, 24-year-old Muhammad Adib was seriously injured in the riots at the Sri Mahamariamman Temple in USJ 25 Subang Jaya on November 27th. He was pronounced dead in the National Heart Institute on December 17th. Coming up next, search for missing crew of sunken merchant ship continues. The details next. Thanks for staying with us. The search and rescue operation continued today to locate the last missing crew member of the sunken merchant ship MV Amanda in the eastern waters of Tanjung Sepang near Kota Tinggi in Johor. Yesterday, the Malaysian Maritime Enforcement Agency MMEA recovered 2 bodies from the vessel which sank on the same day.
Jadi pada hari ini
State MMEA Director, First Admiral Maritime Aminuddin Abdul Rashid, said the missing crew member has been identified as a Bangladeshi male, while the two bodies recovered yesterday were of Bangladeshi and Chinese nationals. Both men were found at 7:45 p.m. when their bodies surfaced as the vessel sank.
Jadi pada hari ini, operasi untuk mencari dan menyelamat ni akan diteruskan. Kita akan teruskan dengan dibantu oleh pihak TLDM, rakan sahabat kita Polis Marine dan juga mungkin daripada pasukan bomber untuk datang bersama-sama untuk kita mencari lagi mangsa yang hilang. Alright.
He added the search and rescue team will continue its operation within 120 nautical miles from the capsized location. A team of divers has been put on standby if the victim is discovered to still be trapped. In the 2 p.m. incident, the vessel, carrying 9 crew members, all foreigners, suffered damage to the generator which caused the ship's wheel to stop functioning. While attempting to make full astern, strong waves pushed the ship, colliding it with another vessel before capsizing and sinking. 6 male crew members were rescued, 3 were reported missing. In another tragedy, 3 in a family died while another seriously injured when the Proton Saga they were riding in collided with an express bus at Jalan Kuantan, Johor Bahru in Rompin, Pahang last night. 2 of the victims who died on the spot are 38-year-old Rosli Mat Daud and his mother, 64-year-old Rokia Mat. Another victim was Rokia's grandson, 5-year-old Aidil Ashraf Rizwan, who was pronounced dead at the Rompin Hospital emergency ward. In the incident at about 11:50 p.m., Aidil's father, 34-year-old Rizwan Mat Daud, the driver of the car, sustained serious injuries. He was sent to the Tengku Ampuan Afzan Hospital in Kuantan for further treatment. The express bus driver and its 49 passengers that were making their way from Johor Bahru to Kuantan were unhurt. Rompin Police Chief Deputy Superintendent Azli Muhammad Noor said initial investigations found that the Saga had veered into the oncoming lane before colliding with the express bus. The bus driver could not avoid the car due to its close proximity. The impact caused the car with the 4 family members to skid and land in a ditch on the left shoulder of the road. The cause of the accident is still being investigated. A group of 9 hikers who went missing in the dense jungles of Penang Hill were found by firemen early this morning. State Fire and Rescue Department said they were found safe and unhurt at 1:09 a.m. Paya Terubong Fire and Rescue Station Chief Muzamir Muhammad Saleh said his team received a distress call from one of the hikers at 7:27 p.m. yesterday. He said the victim managed to inform the station of the group's location with the Global Positioning System, or GPS, coordinates using their phones. Upon hearing the rescue sirens during the operation, the hikers then lighted a bonfire to guide the rescuers. The group, comprising 7 men and 2 women, aged between 24 and 61, were brought down to safety in a 4-wheel drive at 4:45 a.m. Now let's hop on to our daily segment Clickbait, where we take a look at what's trending and making rounds in the cyber world today. Now, living in a multicultural nation, it's important for us to live harmoniously regardless of race or religion. And a good example of Malaysians walking the talk is this group of friends. On Sunday, a Twitter user named Firdaus shared pictures of him and 8 other Malay men who became groomsmen for their Indian friend at his wedding. And to no surprise, the Muhibbah tweet went viral and is still a hot topic among netizens of Twitter Jaya. According to World of Buzz, Firdaus said they have been best friends for at least 5 years as they were classmates and study group members back in college when they were studying medical science. He claimed that the groom, Shatis, basically grew up among Malays and he even went to MRSM in Muar Johor. Shatis tied the knot on December 12th and the reception was held on Saturday in Kluang. To make the wedding more meaningful, his friends were more than happy to be his groomsmen and were even garbed in matching dhotis. Other Twitter users poured their praises into the thread of how heartwarming the post came to be. The groom himself also replied in the thread, expressing his gratitude and brotherly love to his best friends. Now that's the true meaning of unity. And now, updated as of 7 p.m., here are the top trending topics and searches on the internet today. to walk the earth millions of years ago before becoming extinct, but now they're brought to life again and can actually move, blink their eyes, and even make sounds. Making its debut in Kuala Lumpur, the epic exhibit of prehistoric creatures, Ice Age Alive, promises to not only be educational but action-packed and fun for the whole family. Hawa Rizwan reports.
Roaring, moving animatronic creatures thundering into Jalan Ampang is part of the 2,200 square foot Ice Age Alive exhibition at the Malaysia Tourism Centre, Matic. Other than the history of the creatures there, you can also experience the creatures roar right in your face while pivoting their talons, ready to take a swipe at visitors. Parents should also take this educational opportunity to bring the kids here for the school holidays.
Miss Young, which one is your favorite?
The Megalosaurus.
Why is that?
This just like a deer. It is cute and big. The Velociraptor.
Why?
Because it's not as big as the T-Rex, so maybe it can easily be tamed. Tyrannosaurus Rex.
Why?
Because it's bigger and fierce than a raptor.
Dia banyak buku Ice Age, especially dinosaur punya buku. Dia memang minat dari kecil. So bila dia mau belajar, saya bawa dia tunjuk the real one, bukan real lah, but at least better than buku.
Apart from the dinosaurs, the macrochenia, woolly mammoth, and dodo birds are also among the many creatures exhibited here. Visitors can also catch a T-Rex roaming around the area, entertaining the crowd with its cute antics. There's also a really nice ice skating rink and a snow pool at the venue, providing fun activities that everyone can indulge in.
This hall is divided into 3 sections of exhibits, namely Americas, the North Asian European, and the New Zealand Australian. And the visitors will be exposed to the fun facts and history of the ancient animals that used to roam this earth millions of years ago.
The Ice Age Alive KL exhibition is ongoing until the end of December. Hawa Rizwan for 7 Edition.
Up next, several dead after bus hijacker plows into pedestrians. Stay with us.